Hello and welcome everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today in this video we are going to discuss some easy steps of how to solve para-jumble questions. In previous videos we have already discussed some specific rules about grammar, and in this video we are going to start a series of para-jumble questions. Like how to solve a para-jumble question. The first, we have to think about coherent. What is the word coherent mean? Okay, so first, coherent means any sentence which has a logical sequence is known as coherent. Coherent means whenever you are thinking about a passage or a paragraph, the sequence of that passage or the events should be in coherent manner. Like in para-jumbles we have different sentences with different numbering, like we have A, B, C, D, E or maximum F. So whenever we are going to start the series, we must know about the first sentence of that paragraph. Like how can we find out the first sentence of that paragraph? We have to follow some easy steps. Like the first sentence of that paragraph should be independent, means it should be meaningful but independent. Okay, and it also has complete meaning. Like if you are starting with a sentence which is already started with he, then it is not independent sentence. Okay, what does it mean? Independent means not dependent upon any other sentence. Like a sentence starting with he is dependent upon the sentence. Like if we are talking about he, Rohit is mentioned in C, and for Rohit he is being used. It means A option is totally dependent upon C. First we have to use C and then A. So this will be the sequence. Okay, so in this case C is independent and A is dependent. So we have to think about independent sentences, okay, that gives meaning, a complete meaning, we can say, that can give complete meaning of the paragraph. Okay, and then we have to think about smooth start and end. Whenever we are forming a sentence then or paragraph, we have to think about smooth start and smooth end. Means it cannot be like abrupt start and or illogical start or illogical end. That should be in a logical order. Okay, next, logical sequence of ideas means first of all you have to go through the paragraph and try to find out the theme or the idea of that passage. Why? Means because according to that passage, whenever you think about an idea, your intuitions will work on it. Like if I tell you about jaguar or elephant, then you started thinking about elephant, or a picture emerges in your mind, that picture of elephant. Okay, when I say tiger, then your mind started thinking about tiger. So that's why we have to know about the theme or idea of that passage, so that our mind will be prepared to think about that idea. Okay, particularly that idea will be our priority. Next, if you are talking about some more ideas, or this is not trick, this is the concept how we have to solve para-jumble questions. Like first, what works in para-jumbles? First of all, think about the idea or the theme of that passage, and then we can go through these steps. These are the basic steps we have to do. Like the first one is pronoun. What is pronoun? Pronoun refers to a noun. Okay, we can say pronoun refers to a noun. Means whenever a pronoun is written, like he is a pronoun, he usually comes for a male, and a male will be there in other sentence. Like Rohit is an example for that noun for which he is being used. It means we have to hunt for a noun if we get a pronoun in a sentence. Okay, means for which noun it is being used. Then we have to go to the similar meaning, or we can say similar ideas. Like in first sentence, after getting the first sentence, like if we have different forms like A, B, C, D, E and F, out of these options, if we have D as our first sentence, then we have to form the next sequence similar to the meaning of this option. Okay, like if you are talking about national issue like economic problems in D, means in first sentence, then we have to continue with that national problem issue, economic problem issue. Okay, then let's move on to the next point, that is logical sequence. It is mandatory to be the sequence in a logical order. Okay, next, form a mandatory pair. Means what is mandatory pair? Like if, as I told you earlier, in B it is written just a moment, in B it is written he. Okay, and in E he is used for Rohit. Okay, just assume, then this can form a mandatory pair, like E will be used first and then B will be used. So this is a mandatory pair. So in this manner you can form different mandatory pairs, like with D and E or F, according to the information given. Okay, means this will help you in solving the question. If we talk about CAT, which is a very nice MBA entrance exam, in that exam you will not be having any kind of option, so that keep updating yourself with the sentences, okay, or with the ideas. And if you talk about other than CAT examination, in another examination you will be having some more options, and you can go through the options and answer correctly. Okay, so now we are going to the next point, that is sentence connectors. Okay, when we are talking about sentence connectors means basically it is conjunction. Okay, conjunction means the word which are used to combine or join two words, sentence and etc. So in this manner we can have some more examples like whereas or however. So in this manner we can have some conjunctions through which we can get some idea about the sequence of that sentence. Okay, as we have multiple options, maybe it is written let me change the color. So if we are talking about multiple options like A, B, C, D, E and F, and if we are taking B as the first sentence, then we have to search for another option or the sentence which are connected to B, like if either is being used in a sentence. Okay, either or if either is used in a sentence, then try to find out its correlated conjunction, that is or. If it is in the same sentence, then it will not work, but if it is in another sentence, then it will be very helpful to find out which sequence will be the correct sequence. Or we can say that if we are using however. Okay, so however is usually used to compare at least two nouns. Okay, so if you're talking about these two smartphones, just think this is two smartphones and we are comparing their cameras. Okay, so first we'll say this phone has, this is A and this is B. This phone has 64 megapixel camera. However, this phone has whatever the camera is. Okay, so in this manner we can go through the sentences connecting each other in the same theme. Okay, let's move on further. Let's have example like the first one. It is an example, and I hope you all understood how to solve. Let's start. The first one: scientists have for the first time managed to edit genes in a human embryo to repair genetic mutation, fueling hopes that such procedures may one day be available outside laboratory conditions. Okay, the first, we have two different words which I wanted to let you know. First is genetic mutation. What is genetic mutation? Genetic mutation means when a disease transfers from one generation to other. Like a father is having a disease, okay, a kind of disease, and the same disease is transferred to his son. So in that case we can say that disease is transferred due to genetic mutation. And here the second one is fueling hopes. Fueling means to boost. Okay, boosting hope means to give someone to make someone hopeful or full of hopes. Okay, so we can say to make someone optimist. Okay, optimist means someone who is full of hope. Okay, let's move on further. So in the very first sentence we found that this is an independent sentence, means there is no pronoun used, and this is totally fine. It has the ability to be in the first place of that sequence. And the next one, the cardiac disease. It is written the cardiac disease. Cardiac disease means the disease which are related to cardiac, means heart. Okay, causes sudden death in otherwise healthy young athletes and affect about 1 in 500 people overall. Correcting the mutation in the gene would not only ensure that, again we are talking about editing genes, and here correcting the mutation means now scientists somehow managed to correct that genetic mutation. Okay, next, ensure that the child is healthy but also prevents transmission of the mutation to future generations, means that correction is very helpful. Okay, that not only ensures the child is healthy but also prevents transmission of that mutation to further generation or future generation. Okay, so here we have written the child. The child means the child, we are talking about any specific child. It means whenever you get this definite article with a noun, just think about that it is being introduced earlier, means before 3 any other sentence must be there where a child will be introduced. Like it is caused by a mutation, it is used. It means a pronoun, means it will be used for a noun. Okay, it is caused by a mutation. What is caused by a mutation? So most probably we can say the cardiac disease is caused by a mutation in a particular gene, and a child will suffer from the condition even if it inherits only one copy of that mutated gene. Here we have we found a child, means this is the introduction of that child. So after 4 3 will be used. So this is our mandatory pair. Okay, so let's move on to the next one, that if any child gets a copy of that mutated gene, then he will be suffering from the same disease. So in 5th point we can easily understand, in results announced in Nature this week, scientists fixed a mutation. Fixed means they corrected the mutation that thickens the the mutation means genetic mutation. We have already talked about genetic mutation that thickens the heart muscle, a condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Okay, this is a kind of condition. So this is a genetic mutation. Okay, and means we have a sequence like as a child is introduced, we have trait 4, and then the child is, we are talking about the same child, means 3, and it is used for, it is caused, which is used, what is caused by mutation. So a cardiac disease means 2, 4 and 3 is the mandatory pair. And now we have to decide, we have to start whether we have to start the paragraph with 5 or 1, because these two sentences are independent sentences. Now if we go through one more mandatory pair, then we are talking about, in 5th point, we are talking about a condition or a kind of a condition where someone is suffering from a disease. So in that disease their heart muscles get thicker. Okay, get thicker, and in this manner we can say that that condition is known as, or somehow related to, cardiac disease, because it is the disease in someone's heart or related to heart. So we can say that after 5, 2 will be there. So if we go through the mandatory pair, we have to use 5 before 2. Okay, let me write it down. 5 and then 2 means 1 is our first sentence. So the sequence will be 1, 5, 2, 4, 3. So see how is it easy. So thank you for watching. I hope you all understood. So see you in the next video.